Good morning. It is Alex here from Landvista Aquascapes, and we are out here in beautiful Florida. We're up in just outside of St Augustine in Florida, and we are at the owner of the St Augustine Alligator Farm, building a recreation pond for them in their backyard, and it is coming along great. Aquascape and Earthworks had come out here previously to kind of stage some of the stuff for us to come in and be able to build on top of that for this winter retreat that all of us CACs are on. And it's first morning here. It is a brisk 43 degrees right now at 9 o'clock in the morning in Florida, so a little bit warmer than back in Jersey, where we've got about 10 to 15 inches of snow on the ground and it's, you know, below freezing, but still pretty cold. I've got my hat and my jacket on right now, but still in the sun it's not too bad. But yeah, we're rocking and rolling here. Things are, you know, as all these CAC builds go, it's moving along quick. You know, everyone is experienced here, even the newbies, you know, ready to jump in and just start doing stuff. So I'll, you know, stop talking and take you around, and you know what, just enjoy the footage.
Try to utilize some of the existing vegetation that we have right here on site to plant up in the right pond.
John, why do you have all this?
Well, I like aquatic plants, I like ponds, and we were trying to grow some of the tilapia for food at our little farm here.
So these are our external pumps. The reason we're doing this is a recreational style pond, so we cannot have the pumps inside of the water body itself. So they're rinsing that area down, and what we have is we have a suction line that's coming from our pump vault So that means all the water is going to get drawn into this little intake tank. It's going to get sucked down through all the rock and gravel as well as the aquabox. It's going to make its way into the pump vault. From there, it's going to come up through this pipe. It's going to work its way directly into the volute of the pump itself. So we have the main motor on one side. This is our discharge point. So these pumps can handle up to 3/4 inch solids, which will work fine for our application because remember, we're drawing all that water through the rock, gravel, and aquabox. So that's going to filter out all the large gross solids. Once the water gets into this, it's going to be discharged into these larger black pipes. We have 2 3-inch flexible PVC lines. Those are going to be discharged strategically around the pond. This pump is going to run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is our 12,000 GPH wetland filtration and jet pump. So this pump is going to deliver water into 2 different areas. The wetland filter, which is responsible for the detoxification of all the water through that nitrification cycle. The other part of that piping system is going to discharge water into several different areas along the bottom of the pond, creating a series of jets. That's going to help with the overall circulation of the pond. It's also going to help push any debris that's floating in the pond over into our intake bay where it can actually be removed. The other larger pump is an 18,000 GPH pump. That pump is going to send water all the way to the very, very top, which is going to be the location of the highest waterfall. That pump is only going to be operational 25 to 30% of the time. So that's what we call a party pump. That's not necessary really for the functioning, it's more for the aesthetic value. So what that's going to do is going to add that extra aeration as well as the look and the sound that we all look for on any type of water feature that we're installing.
After a rock like this, you see this thing? Always throw that to the back. You don't want that thing underneath the rock. It's hard to get out. And that thing is also slippery, so it can pick out on you. So that, the excavator is going to be over there. I'm going to bring this down. You don't see how that's not underneath the rock? It don't need to be underneath the rock entirely because you see the angle here? That will hold that thing in place. So we want to get a little bit of a rock bar pinch there, Harmon? Get the bar. What do you need? Rock bar just to pinch this over.
You need under limit still? Giant piece right here.
Yeah. Just move it. Once we get this thing strapped up.
Look at that.
See how Carl just slipped that
That's an
underneath
AIR
there?
plane.
There's no need to go bury your strap way underneath there because you can't get it out easily.
Just the tip.
Yeah.
Just the tip. That's what she said.
That's a nice tip, Carl.
Keep your straps flat. Don't leave a bunch of twists in there. It's hard to get out, and every time you twist the strap, you're taking away strength from that strap. So then the other thing you're going to look at is you see where this is lifting from. If I lifted this right now, this rock's going to come up like this. You just slide this over like this. It's going to lift that straight up. Same with this loop. You pull this forward like this, it's going to tilt that rock back. You pull it back like this, and then it's going to tilt the rock forward. And the reason that I'm always, you see me talking about D-rings and swivel shackles, because if this is on a swivel shackle or a any type of a shackle, lifting shackle, when this is up in the air, you can adjust this a ½ inch and change the pitch of this rock without doing anything on the rock. But if it's around the teeth, you got to unwrap that every time you make an adjustment.
Water could get through here, so I see some foam right here, but I'd like that foam a little bit higher and then get it in there a little bit deeper. So that looks like it started drying before it was backfilled. So we'll foam that real well. This we're going to leave open, so ideally that holds 99.9% of the water in place. If we get any leakage, we don't want to have this packed very tightly. We want that just with river rock, the water goes back in and goes underneath the rock, and it's not going to cause a problem for us. So that's a huge area for
So it goes
leaks.
down and not up over the line.
Exactly. So just allow it to leak. It's not going to hurt anything as long as it stays inside all that. It's good. But we'll just literally fill all that in. So I've seen people try to pack soil in there really tight, and then what happens is it leaks and it can't get down, and it just starts overflowing and working its way all over the place.
So the liner here was set too low. I mean, with any wetland, we want to be able to make sure that that our edging is 4 to 6 inches higher than the lowest spillway. And so we're adjusting the liner up, and we got to re-edge this whole side here. Otherwise, this corner here would have just flown right out. The other critical part is this section right over here that's being worked on. This is what's called a relief point. And we're going to foam this up and we're going to lock this up, but it's still going to want to dribble. And we have to create like a little bit of a gravel pocket for that water to be able to go down and relieve itself down into that corner. So this section here is super important to keep it from backing up. Otherwise, it's going to come right up to this edge here, and a little tiny dribble is going to come up right over to the edge, and that's enough to be able to erode this whole side over here, just that small dribble. So here, we just checked tone, and tone is telling us that right about here, there it is, it just beat, but you know, there it is. So this is about 6 inches above that water line for that spillway. And now what we've got to do is we've got to figure out a way to raise up the inside of this and to be able to backfill the backside to be able to prevent any backflow. The backside is totally fine, we can eyeball that. But this whole side here is a major problem area that we got to fix. Thanks, Alan. Fine work. You know what? I scared him.
We did a phenomenal job today, so give everybody a round of applause. Unbelievable teamwork. Coming through, breaking up into different teams, you know, everything from pumps, stairs, intake bay, edges, beaches, wetland, waterfalls, lighting, all those little details. So that's why I love coming together and working with this group. I know things are going to come together really, really, really fast. So again, incredible job. We could have a later start.
Drink longer
which
tonight.
is a good thing.